So today I want to talk to you about consciously breaking up. I get a lot of questions. I get a lot of people coming to me asking, like, how do you consciously break up with somebody with still caring for them, for still being friends with them? There's a few key points that I want to share here. First, I would say, how conscious was your relationship? How much did you talk to them about things? Like for me, I invite people in the relationships to talk about anything and everything in a very responsible manner. And so if this person has become your best friend that you can say anything to, then the breakup should be easier. Should. I hate that word, should. But it could be easier because you can actually talk things through. The biggest thing that I see is most people are looking at things as what they did wrong. If you wouldn't have done this, we would still be together. This is your fault. Blaming the other person doesn't get you what you need or want. Maybe they did something horrible. Maybe they cheated. Maybe they lied. Maybe they didn't come through with something. Maybe whatever it is. Maybe they lied and said they wanted kids when they really didn't. People break up for numerous reasons. They change their mind on something. But the fact is, if we can own our experience, if we can own like our part, like I hear so many people, especially women, I don't remember what the percentage is, but women know long before they break up with somebody that they're going to break up. I know some people that one woman, she knew 12 years, like they were together for 20 years. She knew 12 years before she finally ended it. And, you know, it's like most people walk around afterward going, oh, I gave him so much of my time. I wasted so, but taking responsibility that you stayed in it. That was your choice. You stayed in it because you wanted to see if it would work, or you wanted to see if you were wrong, or, whatever, for the kids, But it's like, the fact is, like, if you can take responsibility for your part, I stayed in it. I knew it was over, but I stayed in it. Taking that part of the responsibility gives you your power back. It gives you your power back, because if you can take responsibility for just one part of it, it takes the anger away from the situation at hand, and then you can own that and you can go, okay, I was part of the problem. I was part of the issue. It wasn't all him or her. It was partly me. Sometimes that's really hard to own up to, but it makes peace between you and the other person, because all of a sudden you can show up. Like, so if there's a place where like one partner cheats, what if part of you knew the other one was cheating, or what was wrong in the relationship that caused that? Did you know that this person was a cheater from other relationships? Did you know something was up? Was there a red flag? Was there something that you were avoiding because you didn't want to know? Was there just absolutely no sex in the relationship? Not to blame you, not to blame yourself, but to go, how did I contribute to this? How, did I see my partner was unhappy? Did my partner try to talk to me and I shut them down? It's not to blame yourself. It's like, what can I take responsibility for? Well, he or she really did come to me and try to have that conversation. I just shut it down and blocked it out. And it's like, no. But really distinguish between I'm owning this, I'm taking responsibility for it, and blaming. Because when I first got into this, I actually started blaming myself for stuff, and not just taking responsibility. And then it was like oh, very heavy. So distinguish was blaming yourself, which is taking you down, like shaming yourself and stuff like this, opposed to taking responsibility, which actually rises you up, which empowers you. And it's like, has you actually breathed At first, not. At first, it's going to be hard. But the big thing here is taking responsibility. If you can take responsibility, all of a sudden it's like all the burden isn't on the other person. And then you can say, wow, we were both in this together. And so, like, for me, it's like I'm friends and at peace with all of my exes. And people are like, how can you do that? It's because we talk through everything within the relationship. So we talked everything out throughout the breakup. So, like, one of my exes, you know, I went to him and said, I'm leaving. This was years ago. I was leaving the country, and we'd been together for a good chunk of time. And I'm like, look, you're not coming with me. And so what I'm seeing is we've been together a good chunk of time. We should know by now if this is going somewhere. And since neither one of us has talked about that's where it's going, I think we need to break it off because this is what I want. And he had some concerns and we talked them through. And then we both agreed, yes, we're breaking up. I went away. I left the country. I think I was gone like 13 months. 16 months, something like that. He actually joined me for like the last month of my trip or something. We had great conversation, talked things through. When I got back to the country, we revisited the conversation and we realized that it wasn't right for us. It was hard because there was parts of us that really worked, but the parts that were really vital and really important weren't there. And so we had to own that. We both had to own, like, wow, this isn't something for life. This was something really magical and beautiful for what it was. But now how can we transition into friendship? And we transitioned into friendship where nobody in our community actually knew we'd actually broken up. We kept dancing together. We kept hanging out together and going to lunch and dinners together. And just everything continued except for we weren't in the committed sexual relationship anymore. And it took some people 2 years to realize we were broken up because it was just such a peaceful thing. And it's just because we talked through everything. We walked through it all. Any kind of trigger that came up, we would just like, wow, I'm feeling this right now. And I think that comes from this. And we would just talk it through. It was really beautiful. And so we kept what we established in our relationship in the breakup and then into our friendship. And it's because we took responsibility for what was real for us and for our part. And when we own everything, it doesn't put it all on the other person. So I hope that supports you. I hope that makes sense. If you have any questions, please post them below. I would be happy to answer them. If you also have any other topics you want me to talk on about relationships or sexuality or intimacy or empowerment around women, I would love to hear those questions because I would love to make more videos that support you around these topics because, yeah, that's fun for me and it's supportive of you. So my name is Heather Ray Dawn. My company is The Ecstatic Body, and I look forward to sharing more with you. And yeah, talk to you later.